Here we are again, Deanie Pellegrinin, or better known as the Chatterbox, with another interesting guest here in Polk County, and through the courtesy of the Tryon Daily Bulletin, we are trying to inform you about why people move here, what they do when they get here, and things that are going on that attracts people to the area. It's a small area, and maybe a lot of you have never heard of Tryon, of Landrum, which is part of the Chamber of Commerce here, Columbus, and Saluda. And at the heart of all this is a young lady, JanetSciacca. Janet, your name is like mine. It's a nice Italian name. Is this Ciacca? Ciacca.
Yes, it is. Nice Italian name. It's Sicilian, actually.
Oh, okay. Well, my Pellegrinins were from Falcata in the northern part, so never the twain shall. We're north and south.
Okay, right. Yes.
Something like
the
that.
Ciacca family is from the Marsala area of Sicily.
I think that's a good wine. I understand, isn't that a good wine?
Oh, yes, my husband's favorite.
Well, we can maybe get around to talking about wine because we have several vineyards here now. But Janet is the executive director of the Polk County Chamber of Commerce.
Carolina Foothills Chamber of Commerce.
Okay, that's my first mistake of the day.
It's the Carolina Foothills Chamber of Commerce, which actually used to be the Polk County Chamber of Commerce. But when we merged with Landrum about 5 years ago, we decided to change the name of the chamber to reflect the entire area as we cross the state line now. And we also got a brand new logo, new image.
I think and that's sort of a unique situation to cross state borders, a Chamber of Commerce, is it not?
Yes, it is unusual, although chambers of commerce don't have to adhere to state lines or county borders, although most do. But because of the close proximity of Landrum to Polk County and the fact that Landrum has always been very much a part of this community, it just makes sense.
Well, you never know when you're in North or South Carolina along the border here, but I say that Polk County is just a dot on the map, but it's also the crossroads of the world. Does that make sense?
Well, it does. It does, because this area has been, ever since the railroads started coming up through this area, a little over 100 years ago, this has been an area where people were drawn to because it is the front edge of the Blue Ridge Mountains from the south.
It's and it's so scenically beautiful. People, I understood, got off the trains here, and they had to, I think, cool the engines as they came down the from Saluda, the steepest grade in the country, rail trains, I think. And they would have to cool the brakes for a while. People would get off. People in Tryon would give them fruit and I guess try to get them to spend a little money while they were here. In fact, Mr. Gillette, I believe, wasn't he one of those passengers that came and stayed?
Yes, he was. And William Gillette, who Gillette Woods is named after in the area, was traveling through here, and the train actually broke down, and he was here for 4 or 5 hours. So he got off and he walked around, saw how beautiful it was, and bought 1,000 acres.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Okay. I don't want to wander too far away from the workings of the Chamber of Commerce because it's a vital part of any community. And I would say when you are out pitching for the Chamber of Commerce, Jan, and I suppose you do go out on the road some, don't you?
Oh, yes. I do go out and approach businesses, and I like to get out into the community and visit chamber members and also visit new businesses.
When you go to a certain place to maybe address a meeting and do a little pitch for the CSE, what is the one thing that you want them to know, maybe first of all, about the area, why they should maybe bring their business here or settle here?
Well, let me just back up on that.
Yeah, okay.
Because I don't really approach businesses to come to the area.
Okay.
Once they're here, I do.
Okay.
That's really a role of economic development.
Okay.
To look at businesses to come to the area. Occasionally, I will get a phone call from a business that is looking to move here, and then I will work with economic development to find them a suitable location for their business. But typically, I work mostly with the businesses that are already here, and we invite them to join the Chamber of Commerce so that they can help support what we do for the business community.
Okay. But I think everyone works, kind of crossover, like you say, you work with the development community as well as out of the chamber community and the business community and anybody else that lives here.
Right, we do. Basically, chambers of commerce are pretty much all the same across the country. We provide information. We get phone calls here every day, people wanting maps, people wanting to find a business, a specific type of service. They also want us to answer questions about the names of the mountains and what the climate is like here and how far it is to the closest airport. I mean, we get very, very interesting questions of all sorts here, and people are in the area pretty much know that the chamber is the place to call when you don't know who else to call. Call the chamber.
I'll remember that the next time I need some information. But I know from the chambers that I've worked with back in Ohio, it was just a kind of a focal point for information. You're like an encyclopedia.
Yes, and we pride ourselves in the fact that if we don't know the answer to your question, we'll take your name and number, we'll find out, and we'll call you back.
Oh. Are you a native Carolinian?
No, I'm not. I'm originally from upstate New York, from Syracuse. But this is my home now. I have lived in this area since 1981, so I've been here a very long time, and this is my home now.
I'm often interested. A lot of people move here because their husbands, when I'm talking to women, their husbands are relocated here. Sometimes I've talked to some women who had careers and had a chance for advancement, and they brought their husband along with them, and he found something he wanted to do in the area because it is close enough to a lot of larger cities that you have access to larger shopping areas when you can't absolutely find it here. There are larger areas. You have airports, you have transportation, you have all those things, but the luxury of living in a small community where when you need help, you can get it.
Right, and that's one of the wonderful things about Polk County. We are very unique. We are a very rural county. We only have a population of about 20,000 people in the entire county. We don't really have any large cities here. People come here to retire. They come here for the equestrian life, for a laid-back, relaxed atmosphere. But many of the people who live here work outside the county. There's not a huge influx of jobs in Polk County, but people love living here, and they don't mind at all driving to Spartanburg or Greenville or Hendersonville to their job.
I think another thing, too, we have the advantages of living in a small town, as you've pointed out. We also have the advantages of the big cities where we're not neglected as far as entertainment, art, the theater, everything that you want. The equestrian community is a big part of it. I'm hoping to talk to some of those people on a future program. And then one event that the Chamber's been very involved with for I'm not sure how many years, but you can provide that, and that is the Big BBQ.
Yes, that is the Blue Ridge Barbecue Festival. And tourism is the biggest industry in Polk County. People come here because it's beautiful, because we have a lot of craft fairs and arts festivals and music festivals. We have great entertainment. So it is a big vacation spot. We have bed and breakfasts and cabins, and you can go canoeing and you can go whitewater rafting, and biking is also very big here. But the Blue Ridge Barbecue Festival, yes, this is an event started by the Chamber of Commerce. It's a fundraiser for the Chamber, started 20 years ago. This will be our 20th anniversary coming up in June this year. And it does draw one of the biggest events in the county that draws the largest number of people to the county. And it makes a big impact economically.
I think you've had 20,000, 30,000. Does that sound about right for the festival?
Last year we had 22,000 people. We've had 25,000 in the past, but last year was a very good year.
Yeah. And this is, I think, nationally recognized as far as the awards that are given?
Well, barbecue festivals started out about 25 years ago, and we were fortunate to have a board member who was retired here, who was a judge at a barbecue festival. And at the time, 20 years ago, there was, maybe 50, 75 barbecue festivals springing up around the country. So we got in on the barbecue festival circuit very early on. And we, because of the connections through this individual, we had very good competition come our way. And we are also sanctioned by the Kansas City Barbecue Society, which comes and does the judging for the event. So we're sanctioned by the Kansas City Barbecue Society. Because of that, we have attracted a very high caliber of competition cookers. We've had some that have been coming all 20 years. And so in the barbecue competition world, coming to Tryon's event is pretty tough competition. So we have a lot of notoriety about that.
In case we have some good local barbecue makers and lots of good eating places. What about the tourist trade? Would you like to see Polk County get more in the way of accommodations for some of these people who come to visit our beautiful country?
Well, that's an interesting subject because we do depend on tourism for a lot of our businesses to be successful here. In other words, when all of the inns and hotels and B&Bs and cabins are full, a lot of the gift shops and the antique shops and the restaurants see good business. So that's our goal. And of course, in the spring and in the fall, that's the height of our tourist season. The spring is beautiful here and long. The fall is beautiful with all the colors. So when the accommodations are full, we see good business. So, of course, we'd like to see more accommodations facilities here.
And it's close to many of the major highways, so I'm surprised there hasn't been some of the bigger ones augment our facilities here with another facility because we certainly could use it. I know people, I've talked to at the thrift shop that I'll get a little plug in for the St. Luke's thrift shop. But I always, are you local or traveling with what? And it's amazing. Sometimes 75% of the people I talk to are from out of town, out of the county, and out of the state. One woman bought a whole bundle full of clothing from British Columbia because she was visiting here. And she found, the shop was delightful, the place was delightful, and she extended her visit because she said she was having such a good time. And there have been celebrities in the past who have come here and become regular visitors. David Niven, one of my favorite movie stars, I understand was quite interested in the horse country and spent a lot of time here. And, of course, Perry Como, one of the best of all time, was here. So it has attracted, and there are a lot of people I'm hoping to get interviews with to say, why did you settle here? I won't name names yet because they aren't firmed up, but we do have some real interesting people. And, Janet, one of the things I have noticed, when people come here, they say they come here and they retire here. That's far from the truth because most of those people are very involved in something in the local community.
That's very true. And because we have such a large number of retired folks here, and this has been a retirement community for 60, 80 years, these people who have come and retired here have brought their education, their wealth, their knowledge, their influence, their experience.
Their friends.
Yeah, and their friends. And they have put it to very good use. We have a lot of wonderful nonprofit organizations that are manned by people such as these, along with the wonderful local people that have been born and raised here. It's a great mixture of people. And I think it's about 50-50 in Polk County with people who are from the area and retired people that have moved here. But those nonprofit organizations like Habitat for Humanity and Pacula Area Conservancy, the FENCE, Foothills Equestrian Nature Center.
Pardon me, what is FENCE stands for? Something. What is it?
It's the Foothills Equestrian Nature Center.
Okay.
And the Tryon Riding and Hunt Club that has been here for 60, 70 years. All of these organizations are manned by wonderful boards of people who have retired here and really keep very busy making a lot of exciting things happen around here.
They don't come here to sit down and rock and spend the rest of their life reading and so forth. You can do that. That's true. But there's always something to do. And I think people are living longer because when you keep active, I think it makes for better health, and that's what people are doing here. We have great nursing facilities in our hospital, and we always want to inquire about medical facilities when a person's thinking about making a move. And, of course, we have one that's growing and one of the finest orthopedic departments I think you'll find anywhere in the country.
Yes. What is his name again?
Rosenberg?
Yes, Dr. Rosenberg. I'm sorry. Thank you. Dr. Rosenberg moved here about 10 years ago, and he is doing a very innovative hip replacement. It's a specific type of table that is used in the operating room to do these hip replacements, and it is very quick, one of the least painful types of procedures, and I have known people to come and walk in my office about 2 weeks after they have a hip replacement, and you would never know they had it.
Well, our coach from Ohio, Coach Weish from the University of Cincinnati, was in a larger city, but he said I was treated like a number on a paper. I could not get anyone to talk to me. He heard about Dr. Rosenberg, Dr. Brian Rosenberg. I love his name. He heard about it. He made an appointment, and he had him. I think he's almost a poster boy for St. Luke's Hospital now because he was so pleased.
Yes, I believe he is. He has brought a lot of patients and a whole new realm of orthopedic surgery to Polk County, and we have gotten national fame because of this.
And, of course, our thrift shop, our auxiliary for this hospital has been largely, not largely, but I would say a great deal of responsible for the monies that have been raised to augment the facilities there at the hospital. I mean, not the building itself, but the facility. I think some of the equipment Dr. Rosenberg has used has come from our fund, and we have scholarships. And so there's so much good that's coming out of here. It makes you just want to get out and get involved. And if anyone hearing this is interested in making a move, I have a lady here who can give you the information on how to get a hold of her, and she can direct you to the right people, depending on what you're wanting. But I say it's a dot on the map, but it's a crossroads of the world. And I think you might agree.
Yes, and if anybody is interested in finding out more information about the area, the Carolina Foothills Chamber of Commerce website is carolinafoothillschamber.com. You can find relocation information there. You can find a great interactive map. You can find a guide for businesses so that you know the types of businesses that we have here in Polk County. We have a very nice, strong business community here and a very well-connected business community here. And you'll find that it's really a very friendly town.
It's fine, and we'll have someone on very soon to talk about the arts here in the county. Beth Child's the executive director, and they're enlarging, they're putting in an amphitheater, and you just can't believe the kind of quality musicians we get here. And so it's just a fun place to live, a busy place, and they won't let you grow old because you don't stop playing because you grow old. You grow old.